Well guys, welcome to my Venom ProQuad charger review. Many thanks indeed to the guys at Venom for sending me out this new ProQuad charger to play with in my hour of need, as my charging situation was getting pretty desperate. Let me take that camera down off the tripod. I'll show you my current charging setup and you'll see what the problem is and why I so desperately needed one of these. Well guys, this is my current charging setup. Bit of a mess, as I'm sure you can agree, and I've actually tidied it up for the purposes of this video. Typically this is about half the batteries that I've normally got out on the side here. So what am I currently using and what's the problem? Onyx 235, that's the first battery charger I ever got when I moved over here to the USA. Absolutely bulletproof, still very reliable. It is quite hard to adjust though in a hurry. My iTech X2, which charges two batteries at once, has until recently proved very reliable. The problem I've got at the minute is that either one port or the other will work, but not both. If I start charging on one, get an error on the other. Swap everything around, get an error on that one, etc. So in essence, I've just been down to one charging port, which with that many batteries, I'm typically taking 6 to 8 batteries out at any one time. I've got my Traxxas ID charger. I use this purely for cars that people loan me, and if they loan me the Traxxas battery, found I needed the ID charger. So a bit of a mismatch on there, across the range on there. I'll still keep the Traxxas ones, but the other two are going to have to go. So that's my current situation, and you'll see why I desperately needed something like the Venom ProQuad charger. Speaking of which, let's get back to that. Getting back to the Venom ProQuad charger, as its name suggests, charges 4 batteries at once, 100 watts per output, which is pretty damn good to my mind. And speaking of charging 4 batteries at once, the very nice people at Venom sent me 4 of these battery charging bags in order to keep things nice and safe. Anyway, let's take a look at the ProQuad charger. Okay, so besides it being able to charge 4 batteries at once, what do we like about the Venom ProQuad charger? Well, it comes with JST plug, alligator clips, XT60 plug, receiver plug, Tamiya plug, Dean's ×2, EC3 plug, EC5 plug, and HTX plug. Also comes with 4 balance boards with it. It'll charge lithium ion, Lipo, LAHV, LiFe, nickel metal hydride, NiCad and PB batteries. So the Venom ProQuad charger basically is going to be capable of charging any battery that you're going to be able to throw at it. Okay, so what do we get with the Venom ProQuad charger? Our instruction guide, definitely going to read that before firing this baby up. The charger itself, and whoa mama, whole host of leads on it. So it comes with pretty much everything you need to get going. I personally have got a huge box of lots of different adapter leads, but this pretty much comes with everything you need from the outset. Well, with the Venom ProQuad charger, you really do get everything you need to be up and running with virtually any batteries you might have in your armoury, so to speak. You've got the 4 balance boards, 4 balance leads on here, and your multiple different connectors. Now all of these smaller adapter leads that you see here plug into the Dean's leads, simple as that, to form your adapter solution on there. Very easy to change them around to put any lead on in just a matter of seconds. Very handy. So that's one neat feature I'm liking from the start. Now the second thing is, this charger will run on either mains power, or you can put a 12 volt adapter in at the back, so you can take this out in the field with you. If you're going out racing, going out bashing with your mates in the field, you can simply take it a 12 volt adapter lead and run it off your car battery. And the thing that jumps out at me is it's very, very lightweight indeed. Moving on to the front, we've got channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, channel 4, and we select, I'm guessing, between the buttons on here. Anyway, time to read the instructions, power it up and get charging. Now before we get charging, one of the biggest appeals of the Venom ProQuad charger to me was that all 4 ports exit on the front. If I was to have got a Hi-Tech X4 as an example, all 4 ports exit on the side, so 2 from this side, 2 from that side, so you get a huge footprint. As you can see, I've not got an awful lot of space here. Okay, well the first thing I'm going to do is plug in all of the balance leads, clicking home with a nice solid feel. Now I'm going to hook all 4 of my balance boards up. Okay, simple as that. Now I'm going to read the instruction manual to see how we get charging things. Now the first thing I would point out is, while I charge 4 batteries at the same time, they don't even have to be the same type of battery. There can be well, this one could be Lipo, this could be LiFe, this could be nickel metal hydride, this could be a lead battery, etc. So you can have any combination of batteries on here, and you can have any sizes of battery. You can have various different sizes of batteries charging at the same time. You might have all 4 the same, you might have 2 the same on that side. On that, it really doesn't matter. The thing has got, each channel is effectively its own mini charging system. I hope that makes sense. I would point out, great feature on this charger is the amount of different things it can do. It can charge balance charge, fast charge, storage charge, which is one thing I'm very keen on for storing my lipos safely. Nickel metal hydride discharge, nickel metal hydride cycle, ideal for your racers out there. So you've got a whole multitude of different programs on there, so it does far more than just charge a battery. Okay, to get going with the charger, you've got the 4 red lights along the top here. By pressing the channel button, so that switches from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 back to 1. Simple as that to flick between the different channels underneath the charger. Other buttons on here: select or stop, start and enter for programming, decrease and increase on the charging buttons. So we're going to set things like the voltage, the milliamps, etc. on there. Okay, just going to go through a quick setup on this battery. 3200 milliamp 3S 30C on here. So find a suitable connector. Okay, all wired up, ready to go into setup mode. Okay, pressing the decrease button on here. You've got load data for program data on there, save data, so you can save all your battery settings on here for the relevant channel, which is a feature I need to dig into in more depth, but is no doubt will be a lot of use in future. Okay, now here we get PB battery, NiCad battery, nickel metal hydride battery, Lipo battery, which is the one I'm after, so I'm guessing we press enter. Now the screen it comes up with here, Lipo Charge, but if we press the decrease button again, we can get it discharge mode, storage mode, fast charge mode, balance mode, which is the one I want. So we're going to press enter on that. Now my milliamps is flashing on there, so I want to increase that to 3.2 amps. So set that, press enter on there. Now my voltage is flashing, so I want to decrease that down to 3S. We've got 4S, 3S, okay, press enter. And now I'm thinking we've got 3.2 amps, Lipo balance charge, 3S, so I'm ready to go. So let's press start to go. Battery check. Yep, confirm to enter. And there we are, simple as that to get my first battery up and running and charging. Now I'm going to stop that for a minute because I want to show it doing more than one thing at once. And now it's not that it can't do more than one thing at once. I've turned the thing off so the sound of the fan doesn't interfere with the recording. Okay, plugging a second lead in. I've now got an Apache 3000 milliamp pack on it, which I'm going to put into storage mode on here. So I'm going to connect that up. Look for the relevant balance board. Plug that in. So I'm now going to move over to channel 2. So I'm going to scan down until I get to Lipo battery again. Now when I'm in this screen, I'm now going to go through to discharge. Let's have a look. Storage, that's what I'm after. Okay, so I'm going to press enter on there. Now for storage mode, it's interesting, when you increase it, just lets it keep it at 1 amp. So I'm going to play safe and go with that. Oh, and that's going to flash now from my voltage. Decrease that down to 3S. Press enter. And we're ready to go. Hold start down. Battery check. 3 series, etc. Okay, confirm to enter. And that's now going, putting this battery into storage mode. So I'm going to flick back to channel 1. Okay, so there we've got it, charging on channel 1, and it's putting the battery on channel 2 into storage mode. And you can do the same with any of the 4 ports on there. So hopefully that gives you some idea of the potency of the Venom ProQuad charger. Very, very easy to use. I have to say, I barely glanced at the instruction manual and just took a guess on hopping around on these buttons, and you could really set this thing up without the instruction manual. Very, very easy to use indeed. And you've got plenty of power on it. As I said, 4 100 watt outputs on the ports on there. So you're going to be able to put this thing under quite some load. And I've got some big 4S packs, which are about 5,000 milliamps a piece. And now charging 4 of those on there, you would think a lot of chargers would be huffing and puffing and sweating. But I have a feeling this thing will do them without any problem at all. Well, Venom also sent me these 4 battery safety pouches for charging, which are far better than anything that I've previously used before. I'm putting my last one in. I have to say these charger packs are brilliant because you can fit the balance board in there with it. Take the balance lead out one side, power lead out the other side, and simply fold the thing over the top. nice and safe. These charging pouches are actually very good because of that design on there. Very well thought out. Didn't think a battery charging pack could impress me. Design of this does. Okay guys, to anyone getting one of these ProQuad chargers, my tip for you is, when you just think you've plugged the balance lead in, you need to put your thumb against the back of it and push down until you hear that click, and it clicks home. Because I had one of these batteries on charging, it was giving me like cell error or something. I'm thinking, oh, what my new charger can't be not working properly. It was down to yours truly not pushing that home. So you need to push the connector home until it clicks, otherwise you might run into problems. So that is my tip for you in regards to the Venom ProQuad charger setup. Well guys, that's 3 batteries charging there at once, or rather 1 discharging and 2 charging. So if you're looking for a new charger, if your RC battery requirements are expanding, then I would say definitely consider getting one of these Venom ProQuad chargers. If you're new to RC and you're wanting a charger which is going to see you well through into the future, then I would recommend biting the bullet and buying one of these, because okay, you might be just charging 1 battery today, tomorrow you might buy a car that's 6S, require 2 batteries charging at once, and for next Christmas you might get another 6S car and you're charging 4 batteries at once. So this thing is very much future proof. It covers a wide range of batteries, huge capacity, and you've got that 4x100 watt power output. And listen to how noisy it is. It's not. This is way quieter than my Hi-Tech X2 is going at full chat. Very, very impressed with that. I could leave this charging in the background and still be recording some of my other videos, whereas currently when I'm recording video I have to turn the chargers off because they make so much noise. There's a very wide range of things in here to read through, but I'm not going to bore everything by going through every single option on it. To suffice to say, this charger can do pretty much everything you want. You can set up nearly every parameter for every type of battery in here. Now, interesting, Venom referred to charging lithium battery chargers in balance mode. Lithium batteries comprised of more than 1 cell, blah blah blah, will need to be charged, balance charged occasionally. Now I charge mine every time on balance charge to sort of protect my investment in the life of the battery, but obviously the recommendation there is you'll need to balance charge them every now and again, so I could fast charge them on here. So I will try that and see what difference we make in timing on there. And we go through all the modes: fast charging, storage charge, discharging a lithium battery, voltage balancing and monitoring during the discharge. And speaking of discharge modes, I've switched to battery number 2, which is going into its storage mode. And on here, if you want to check the individual cell voltages, simply press ink, and on there you can see the 3 different cell voltages to see if there's any problems or not on there. But the charger will alert you if things are going wildly out of shape on here, and stop charging or discharging accordingly. And it's even got a built-in battery meter testing on there. Now I use one of these little Lipo checkers all the time, but you can check the batteries simply by plugging them into here and put it into check mode. And one neat feature about the Venom ProQuad charge, as it's got 5 different battery memories that you can go through, and you can change the type of battery that you want to save. So you can not necessarily have Lipo batteries on there. You can go through, scan back to Lipo, press enter, change the voltage, take that down to 3S, and we can then change the current on the battery, etc, etc, and you can do that with up to 5 different batteries. Okay, on the front of the charger we can see a lithium battery. We can see what each pack is: lithium, 3S, balance charging, that's the current it's under, current voltage, time been charging so far, number of milliamps on there. Switching to the second one, we can see charging time on that one. You can also see that's going into storage on there, current, voltage, etc on there. It's going through to the third one, lithium 3S, balance charge again, 25 minutes, and that's how much current's gone in terms of milliamps into the pack so far. So pretty much everything you can want to know about your batteries, this thing will tell you, and at any one moment in time you can simply press this button and check out each of the individual cell voltages. Well, there we are guys, hope you like that review of the Venom ProQuad charger. I'm definitely thinking this is the solution to my charging problems, so many thanks to Venom for sorting this out. I'm sure this will get plenty of use in the coming days and months ahead. And one thing that particularly has impressed me is the quality of these battery pouches, because if you're leaving 3 or 4 packs on the side at any one time charging, you have to bear in mind the last thing you want is a LiPo fail, or if a LiPo catches fire, you want it contained. So I would highly recommend these. It's something I've been bad at in the past, but that's going to change as of right now. Anyway guys, you want to see the cars that these batteries will be used on? Then don't forget to subscribe. We hope you liked this video. If you did, please click on the circle image to subscribe. And if you hit subscribe, then don't forget to hit that little notifications bell next to it.